Okay, Buddhism. Um, you're going to watch this video. You're going to take notes on the sheet I gave you in class. It'll be a short video. So let's get started. So Buddhism developed out of Hinduism. Okay, later spreads from India, where it started, to areas such as China and Southeast Asia, and becomes much more entrenched in China and Southeast Asia than it ever does in India after the reign of Ashoka. Okay, its founder is a prince named Siddhartha Gautama. He's born a Hindu in the 500s BCE. He leaves his wealthy home in search of the meaning of human suffering. He witnesses a great deal of suffering on his family plantation and decides he's going to go see if he can figure out why people suffer so much. One day, while meditating under a sacred tree, it all comes to him. And he's thereafter known as the Buddha or the Enlightened One. So, what's it about? The key philosophy is this idea of the Four Noble Truths. All life is suffering. Okay, everyone suffers. And suffering is not, often physical pain and things like that. Often it's mental anguish and things like that. Suffering is caused by the desire for things that are illusions. Okay, things and illusions, maybe things that aren't important. Okay, we worry about things. We strive to get stuff that doesn't matter. Okay, the way to eliminate this suffering is to eliminate desire for these things that don't really matter. And we do this by following what is known as the Eightfold Path. Okay, so here's just a brief breakdown of the Four Noble Truths. Okay, the Eightfold Path involves 8 different aspects. Okay, you start with the right view, knowing the truth. Okay, you got to figure out what you're looking for. Right intention. You got to get rid of all the evil thoughts in your mind. Get rid of the negativity. Okay, and that's a really important thing. And that's something that's brought into so much of any kind of self-help text that's out there. How to get better at things, how to be happier. You got to get rid of the negative aspects of your life. Right speech. Say nothing that hurts others. Okay, the old don't say, if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. Right action, work for the good of others. Right livelihood, respect life, respect all life. Okay. Right effort, that's the effort to resist evil and to resist negativity. How do we do that? Through right concentration, practicing meditation. And that helps you to control your thoughts, the right mindfulness. Okay. The ultimate goal of this Eightfold Path is nirvana, union with the universe, and release from the cycle of death and birth, the cycle of reincarnation. Okay. So, Buddhism and Hinduism, very similar, as you probably already have figured out. Buddhism accepts some of the Hindu concepts. They accept karma, dharma, and reincarnation. But they reject a lot of the Hindu gods and rituals. Okay? They accept this idea of a religious community, but they reject the caste system. And this becomes a major selling point to a lot of people to follow the teachings of the Buddha, this idea that caste doesn't matter. The caste system, as I've said, is still alive and well, especially in India. Other places, it's not as strong. And this will become even more apparent, this idea of the caste system so ingrained into Hinduism when Islam comes on the scene, because Islam also rejects the caste system. Okay, sacred text of Buddhism. Most important one are a compendium or a collection of the teachings of the Buddha called the Tripitaka, or the 3 baskets of wisdom. It's made up of all the rules for the monks, sermons from the Buddha, and discussions of his beliefs. And it has been added to over time. Buddha is not to be considered a god. Okay, he is simply a holy man or a leader of the faith. But there are many images of him. Most images show him sitting contentedly, or even laughing. And lastly, Buddha's worship in a place called a stupa, and you don't necessarily have to be in one to worship. It's just kind of their meeting place. It's kind of a temple, usually built over holy relics. This is the great stupa at Sanchi, to give you just kind of a visual of what one of these looks like. We'll discuss Buddhism a little bit more in class, so we'll stop there.